Hey guys, good afternoon. It is 2:40 in the afternoon. As you can hear, I'm a little bit sick, but I'm sorry. I keep saying that I'm gonna post videos and I don't. I just don't really know how. So I'm new to this whole YouTube thing, but I've been told by a lot of people that my story is worthy of hearing, and I think it's time I share it. It's not a bad story or anything, but I think that my story compared to, well, no, actually not compared to anybody, because everybody's story can be worse than anybody else's, and I'm not saying mine is bad, because thanks to everything that I've been through, I am who I am now, and I am the strong woman I am. That sounded weird, huh? Am who I am, strong woman I am. Whatever. Anyway, and well, I grew up as an older child. I was the older child of a family of 3, and then we had another one. So my mom she had a couple pregnancies that didn't make it, but here we are. Well, anyway, we are from Nayarit, Tepic, Nayarit, and my dad is from Otopan, Hidalgo. I was raised with my mom. We would see my dad every weekend. Oh, I thought it was little hair standing. And we would go over there every weekend, so I can't say that my dad was a bad person or anything, because he wasn't. He was always there for us. But anyway, I lived in Montclair most of my life. I lived there from what I can remember since like 5th grade. Sorry, since like kinder till like 6th grade, and then 6th grade we moved to Miraloma. My mom, she always was working 2, sometimes 3 jobs. Again, she was a single mother, and we couldn't afford things other people could. But you know what? Sometimes my mom would do what she had to be able to buy us stuff that honestly we didn't really need. And I was home taking care of my brother and my sister. I was their babysitter and their older sister, and raised them pretty much. We didn't grow up together. They grew up with me, kind of. But yeah, so we were always home alone. And you know, it was so funny that I have this how do I say, oh, sorry about my nose. I have this instinct, like my mom, when she was about to come home and we weren't supposed to be out, I had this feeling. Like, I was like, oh, my mom's about to be home. So I was like, we would go in. And most of the time, of course, there's always one that doesn't listen. My brother, Giovanni, I would always tell him, Giovanni, my mom's going to come home already. It's time for us to go inside. No, you're lying, blah, blah. And yep, within, 10 to 5 minutes, my mom would come home. And, of course, who would get yelled at? Me. Xiomara, why didn't tell your brother to go in? Why are you outside? Why were you guys outside? Blah, blah. So, yeah, I was always the one that was getting in trouble. My mom wasn't one to hit us, but oh my god, when she would get mad, those people that grew up with me, you guys know that. Those green eyes, they were hazel eyes, but when she was mad, her eyes would turn green. And my mom is pretty scary looking, especially when she's mad. Oh my god, you better stay out of her way. But anyways, back to my story. So yeah, my mom was a single mother, and she was raising 3 kids on her own. So she was always working 2 to 3 jobs. And I remember for my 15, what's it called? We were planning it. We moved to Miraloma. My mom, she was always a waitress, and then she after that she started working selling mobile homes, and she made pretty good money and stuff. So we moved out. She got a house, a mobile home. That's when we moved to Miraloma, to Swan Lake. We lived there, and then the economy went down. Was back in 08 or like 07, 08, when the economy went down, and we lost the house. So we had to move back to Montclair. And when we moved back to Montclair, I was in 6th grade, so I went back to school to Serrano, and I used to walk a lot. Like from whoever lives, in Montclair, from Mountain View, almost by the swap meet, like the Pomona swap meet, all the way to Serrano. So it was a pretty far walk. Well, anyway, I used to do it a lot. And then, funny story, one time, I got mad at my mom. It was a weekend. I had went over to my aunt's house, and, my mom didn't let us stay over at my aunt's house because we had school the next day. So I was super mad at my mom, and, I remember I didn't talk to her for like a week. And now that I think about it, I'm like, okay, that was pretty stupid of me. Why did I get mad at her because of that? But I did. So I didn't talk to her for like a week. And then I remember I went to my 8th grade dance, my 8th grade school dance. And, no, sorry, it wasn't. Yeah, it was 8th grade. Yeah, it was 8th grade. Yeah. And, I remember. No, I think I'm leaving a gap. Because oh, yeah, no. Wait, no. I can't remember. I remember we moved to Miraloma. And then back to Montclair. So before we moved to Miraloma, I think we moved to Colton. By my grandma's house. And then I went to a school dance there. Yeah, I was in middle school. I went to a school dance, and I remember that, I was all excited. My first school dance, they were being campate and stuff. Like, I was really excited, and I went. And my mom gave me permission and everything. And I remember the next day, I didn't want to go to school because I was so tired. I guess I had so much fun. So I didn't want to get up for school. And I remember my mom told me, she's like, okay, Xiomara, if you don't go to school, you're not ever going to go to a dance again, so don't ask me. And I was always, like, I would, I never really thought she would actually, remember. But, yeah, she did. So, back to where I was when it was, like, 8th grade dance, that I was mad at my mom the whole week. So, that whole week, I was doing whatever I wanted. I would leave to my aunt's house. I would come home whenever I wanted. And since I wasn't talking to my mom, I felt cool or whatever. But I remember I was at the dance, and the dance hadn't even started. Like, people were getting there, barely getting there. And I hear my name on the stadium. They're like, oh, Xiomara Perez. And they're like, your mom's here to pick you up. And I was like, oh, shit. So when I went to the stage, and I was like, fuck, like, I'm in trouble, But, again, cool me. I wanted to act all cool and stuff. So I left anyway. And then I remember when I got in the car with my mom, she didn't tell me anything. She didn't even look at me. She was just like, just quiet. When we got home, oh my God, that was crazy. She yelled at me. She screamed at me. It was intense, but yeah, that was one of the very first times that I seen her super mad. And I remember that because her eyes, they were hazel brown, but they turned green. And then, like, all around her eye, it was red. And then her pupil was, like, super duper duper small. And I remember that day like it was yesterday. So every time I, want to be a badass or whatever, I remember that. And I was like, okay. Like, I was like, I didn't have it that bad. But yeah, that was one of my little stories that I wanted to share with you guys about my school dance experiences. They weren't that cool because I wasn't even there most of the time. And honestly, the first dance, I don't even remember of it. Because since it was my first dance, like, with all the DJ lights, I was, like, out of it. So, I hope you guys like my little life story. I have plenty of more, but they'll be going up little by little. Thanks for watching, guys.